Hello, welcome to the show, the second time around, Scar Tissues. And I am your host, Selena Turner. And we have a special guest here. And first, let me go back. I want you to know I am the author of This is the Real Deal, and I am your host of Scar Tissues. We have a special guest here today, and I would like to introduce her. She's a burn survivor, and here she is, Tamara Knighten.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are
I'm
you?
doing good. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yes. Well, my name is Tamara Knighten, also known as Lady Knight,
Uh-huh.
and I am an author, producer, and I have a comic book coming out. I do. And I was burned when I was 6 years old, so I wrote a book called Burned But Not Broken so that I can help other people who have physical scars or who has been burned, to find their confidence, if you will. So that's who I
Okay,
am.
okay. So you are an author.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you tell your story? Can you start off telling your story and welcome in?
Thank you. So, yes, happily. When I was 6 years old, that's where it all started. I was playing with a cigarette lighter,
Okay.
ironically, and the cigarette lighter caught onto my shirt. And at that time, they had flammable clothing, and so when it caught onto my shirt, it just kind of went up in flames. And I remember standing there, asking for help. But my little sister, she was young at the time; she was younger than I was, and she was like in shock. And so I ended up having to run down the stairs to get help, and the fire spread to my back and to my arm because I was standing there like just and I was in shock. I didn't know
Yeah.
what to do. I
Yeah.
didn't know about stop, drop, and roll at the time, and so I didn't know what to do. But once I got downstairs, and let me preface this by saying we were staying at a babysitter's house
Okay.
at the time because my mother, she worked night shift, and so we were at the babysitter's house, and when I ran down the stairs, one of the babysitter's sons had found me, and he I grabbed a blanket and put the fire out. And after that, it was a maybe 3 month stay at the hospital where I had to have skin grafts. So I have skin grafts on both of my legs because they had to take the skin from my legs to put it on my burns, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see in this
I
camera,
can't really see
um,
it. That's
but that's okay.
that's
Because I happily, as you can see, I have no qualms about showing my scars, wearing tank tops, wearing sexy clothes, because I'm a woman, and I feel good about who I am. And so I want to show off my what I've been through. Okay.
okay.
That's the best way to put it. Let me just show you what I've been through.
Right, and that's what this show is all about, showing what you've been through or what you came out of, things like that, and where you are today. And no matter
Yes.
what, what nobody think about you, no matter how they look at you, you okay with this now because it comes from healing.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
can you tell me a little bit what year and your age, a little bit where we could go back in the time that this happened?
So this happened 42 years ago
Wow.
now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I literally right after kindergarten, I
Mm-hmm.
remember not completing kindergarten because
Oh, that's,
I had to go into the hospital. And so when I returned back to school, I was already in the first grade. Like I remember
wow.
that.
Yes, you do remember things that you go through in life, and that's
Yeah,
true.
it was
And then you have a
traumatizing.
scar that, you can see, but today you telling us, I see it, but I'm healed from it. I can show
My
this.
God.
It
Yes.
don't matter what no one think or what nobody see. It don't
Yeah.
matter if someone stare. I have this. I'm healed from this.
Absolutely. And I am healed from it. And the scars are not just physical, right? It's the mental process that you have to go through to heal. It's making sure that you are surrounded by a support system who's telling you that you're beautiful, who's telling you that it's okay to be yourself, because it's a lot of people who never give you that space and that opportunity. And so I have went through that process, of just feeling like I didn't have the self-esteem and to wear my scars like I do now. And to just even kind of put it into perspective, the whole time I was in high school, I just had my all class high school reunion. I went to CVS High School. Shout out to CVS.
All
And
right.
and I went there. I graduated in '93,
Mm-hmm.
and the 4 years that I was there, I would never show my scars, never show my scars, because I'm like, here's what I didn't want. Not only did I not want the bullying to take place, but I didn't want to have to beat up people. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. A little gangster in you.
Because I'm here for it. Okay, I'm
Okay.
here for it. So, and I didn't want to, because I promise you, I didn't let people bully me because I was already going through too much
Right. I
mentally.
like
And
that.
so, yeah, and so I didn't let people bully me, but I also did things as a precaution so that that part wouldn't be a problem for me. And so I was never bullied in high school as a result of that, and I wore jogging pants. But fast forward, we just had our class reunion, and I'm there with shorts and the t-shirt on, and I don't even know if my classmates know my story except
Okay.
for through my book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Okay.
even know if they know, because I never was comfortable, back then telling them. And when I went on prom, that was like my turning moment of time where I'm like, you know what? I feel beautiful. I look beautiful. And I just want to stay in this moment going forward. And that's all a part of your healing, the mental healing of making sure that, you know what? It comes from within. It
That's
comes from
correct.
within. You being able to be confident with who you are, no matter what you look like or no matter what you're going through. So that was a part of my healing journey.
Okay, I understand, and I want to tell you, you are beautiful,
Oh,
and
thank
yes,
you.
that's what I want to let you know. You are beautiful, but I am the author of This Is the Real Deal. I am the host of Scar Tissues, so I'm going a little, deep on this, if you don't mind.
I don't
Questions I
mind at
would like
all.
to ask you, and one
Sure.
of them, I would like to know, when you first start dating with the scar and things, were you uncomfortable when you first started dating a guy?
Of course, I was very uncomfortable
Okay.
when I first started dating, because I would, well, before I can even say that part, let me just kind of go back a little bit, because a part of my story is that I suffered through, I'll just say, a lot of people robbed me of my innocence.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put it in that terms.
Okay.
And as a result, so by the time I was ready to start dating, I
Mhm.
already had a lot of things going against me, right? The
Okay.
fear and, of having a boyfriend and things like that. But when I tell you that I have dated some of the best guys. Like, God really put some of the best people in my life, because they never, and I do mean never,
That's a
talked
blessing.
about my scars. They
Wow.
never, looked at me like I was ugly or like I was different or like they hated, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
I
even if that's
understand.
how they personally felt, I don't know. But nobody has ever. And I think it's because I allow my personality to shine through, right? I lead with love. And no, I'm not perfect or anything like that, but because I have my own, battles or whatever, and I've
That's
never even been married, by choice, because even though they were great in that department, we battled in other areas, you know what I
right.
mean? So, but I honestly say, and I started dating young, I was 14, when I had my very first boyfriend, and never. I've never had a guy that's like, oh, you like, because I do tell them in advance, well, I have third-degree burns and,
Okay, so
these,
that's another thing I want to say.
hmm
You said that you said you tell them in advance.
yes,
Okay, then. Okay.
I do. Because
Okay.
here's the thing, I when you're not confident, then you want to hide things, right? Now,
That's right.
everything ain't everybody's business. So I'm
That's
not
true.
saying just go out here and say, hey, this is what's going on. It's not, however, when you have physical scars, people are going to see it. They're going to ask questions, because it's more like, wow, I'm sorry this happened to you. Let me hold you a little closer, or let me love you a little more, or let me hold you tighter. You know what I'm saying? Like they really did have sympathy. And I've dated some really, handsome guys and some
Yeah.
really successful guys. And so it's not like I had to, like go digging and settling for less. Like, no, I had some really good guys, who appreciated who I was as a person and looked at me as the complete person and not just, oh my gosh, she has scars, or I'm
That's
ashamed of
correct.
her, or I'm embarrassed. So I've been blessed in that area. I will say that.
Okay, because I know in life, I have a story also, it's totally different. But I know when you have low self esteem about yourself, you bring in wrong people and things like that. But you're telling me that you had a high self esteem. So what's coming to you is positivity. It's coming your way in relationships everywhere you go. And that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Because I what I realize is that um people are going to be people, right? And they either love you or they don't. Yeah, of course, I have my share of haters, because everybody does. But it's never been because, oh, she's the burn girl that did this, or,
Right.
it's never been like that. It's more like, oh, she thinks she's smarter than everybody, or, there's that kind of competition, or she got the guy that I wanted to be with.
That's a
It's
good
always that
competition.
competition. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like by all means, at
Well,
this
that's
point,
a
you can
good
have
thing.
him. You feel me? Like you can have him.
Yes,
Just
I
go on to
feel
take.
you. I feel you.
Like
For
just
that kind of
go. Like
hate, I understand. Okay?
trust me, he okay, but I'll be okay. I'll be fine. If he decides to go your path, I'll be fine. And of course, I'm always fine. I'll bounce back. I've had my heart broken. I've been through several pregnancies that I've lost. I don't have any living children because I've lost all of my children, but I'm still standing. I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Whew. You've been through a
Yeah.
lot, and
What
I
a story.
love the
Yeah.
fact that you're still standing.
Still
Not just
standing.
standing. You have a good heart, and that's the key to everything. I've been through
Thank
this.
you.
I come through
Thank you.
this, but I'm still standing with this
Still
good heart.
standing.
I have
Still.
so much opportunities coming my way, and nothing is not going to break me. How you look at me, how you talk to me, that's not going to stop me from being who I am. I love it. And I wanted
Thank
to ask you another question, and this is it. What kind of cream or anything that you used on your scar to heal it? Something that you came up with or something that you thought would be good for your scar for any
you.
kind of.
So what I use now for my scars is
Mhm.
Aquaphor. That has because I have eczema. And
Okay.
so my skin, meaning that my skin is extra dry, right? And
Okay.
so when I was in the hospital, I don't know what was out back then.
Okay.
Because I went through a full healing journey in the hospital. They wouldn't even release me until, they thought that I was healed enough. I was in the hospital for
Hmm.
3 months. So, and with that, because my whole body was wrapped, the upper
Right.
part and both of my legs. So I was in a wheelchair.
Okay, now
Um,
I'm not cutting you off, but
mhm.
I want you to go a little bit into what you just said about it was wrapped, the wheelchair, and things like that.
Okay. So what I mean by my body was wrapped, because I'm burned on the upper part of my body. So my breast on my right side, my
Mhm.
back, my arm, that whole side of me is burned. Okay.
Okay.
So that's where when my shirt caught on fire, that's where the burn took. Okay, so when I was in the hospital, they had to wrap my body with gauze, right? Because they were changing the dressings. So it was layered with dressing and then the gauze on top, right? And so, in both of my legs, because they did the skin graft, which
Okay.
is separate from the burn, but the skin graft is to put over the burn so that it can heal. It can help heal those open wounds.
Okay.
Okay. And so as a result of that, both of my legs were wrapped, were in a cast. I was in a cast for both of my legs were in a cast. So therefore I was in a wheelchair
Okay.
until I healed. And so once I finally healed, had to go through physical therapy so that I can learn how to use my arm again, so that
Yeah.
I can raise my hand, so that I can stretch it, hallelujah. Let me do it. I
Yes,
had
it
to be
will.
able to do that. I right, okay.
That's
Like I
right.
had to lift my hand. Baby, let
Oh,
me tell you, because I had to learn how to lift my hands. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to write again because I'm right-handed. So I had to learn how to be able to write, all over again,
wow.
even though I was still young, and just learning. Because of course in kindergarten, you're just learning how to walk,
Right.
you just
That's
not
correct.
walk, you learn how to write. And so I had to learn how to write again, had to learn how to use my arms, had to learn how to use my legs. So
Mm.
I went through that entire process. And then once I used to push myself out of the wheelchair just so that I can learn how to walk. Like I was so determined, like, no, this wheelchair is not gonna have me
Oh,
bound.
okay.
At
I
six,
love it.
okay. At 6 years old, I'm like, this wheelchair is not going to have me bound.
Right.
And they said that I can walk again. I'm gonna get up and walk. And I would fall, my God, I would fall a lot. But I still got up and until I was able to walk again. And so here I am 40 something years later, still walking and dancing and dropping it like it's hot and picking it back up. Okay.
That's right. You have to keep on moving. There's
Keep
no
on
stopping. I'm with
moving.
this music. No stopping us now.
Ain't no
That's
stopping when it
right.
comes
You
to the
have to keep
music.
on moving. I'm a true believer of all this, whatever someone go through. If you think that you could come through this, it will happen. And at the
Yeah.
same time, I always say that you have to keep a good heart no matter what you go through. Because if you don't, you living in misery. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm liking to hear from you. I can see it. I'm looking at you, beautiful you, because that's what
Thank
you are.
you.
And I'm saying to you that you got through this. Even though
I
the
did.
scars there, it's just part of your body now.
It is. And I wear it like a tattoo, just like people go out and get tattoos. I wear
That's
my
right.
scars like a tattoo. I don't even see the scars anymore. I don't even remember that they're there unless
Mm.
somebody is like staring or asking, or, if they feel, because how people, it's more people that feel uncomfortable asking me the questions, versus me telling my story. Like, I don't have a problem with telling
And
you,
guess
you
what?
know.
I'm not uncomfortable. I'm feeling real good. This is my first show, and I'm feeling good with you. The chemistry is
Good.
good. And I'm loving
Yes,
the chemistry. You're smiling, and you know who you are. That
I
is a
do.
beautiful thing.
Thank you. Thank you. And I like making people feel comfortable. I like
Oh,
being
I'm
a
telling
safe
you.
space for people to talk, because here's the thing, I'm not a person who judges people, right? So I'm not walking around judging you for anything, because who am I to judge? I'm not your God. And so I cannot judge you for what you've been through, but I don't want to be judged either.
That's right.
So I want to create a safe space for you to open up to me. And I do that naturally just by being myself. And it's so many people that come up and share their stories, their testimonies or whatever it is that they've been through, just simply because I lead with love and I lead with a smile. And they're like, oh my God, she looks friendly and she's approachable. Let's just tell her everything. And they do.
And you don't look like what you've been through. And even though you say you still have the scars, I can't really see them, on here.
Mhm.
You don't see it because you bring that joy,
Thank
and
you.
that's what it is. That's the key to everything. You bring in this joy. You have a good heart, and you bringing it. And when you
Yes.
bring it like that, it's just beauty that you see. You
Thank
discard
you.
what you went through or what you have on your body.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hmm.
That means a lot.
Yeah. That's why he chose me because, I have a heart for a lot of things because I've been through a lot of things. I did a lot of bad things. I've been through a lot, but I changed my life. Now, if somebody don't like me, I can't worry about that no more.
Cannot worry about who don't like you. You can't.
Yes.
If you worry about that, you're going to stay stuck in a position that you don't want to be in. So you have to enjoy who you are, enjoy the moments. That's what I always say. Just enjoy
Yeah.
the moments, because just like the good times come, so does the bad. Just like the sunshine comes, so does the rain. And so you have to be able to maneuver through and push
Yeah.
through and
That's correct.
praise through and love through, to get to the
Yeah.
other side. And those are the hard lessons that I've had to learn in my life.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And what do
Yeah.
you want to give your audience on this show? What do you want people to get out of? We heard everything that you said, but it's something deep down inside that you know that you want to give this audience to who someone on here might be a burn victim, might be going through something right now. Someone might have a background or something and they can't deal with what they're going through. What would you give them?
I want to give them hope.
That's it.
I would give somebody who looks like me, going through what I've been through in my lifetime, give them hope. And here's why. There's so many people that commit suicide, unfortunately. And trust me, if I could have gotten to each and every last person, and just hug them and given them the hope that they deserve, I think that it's so important that you believe in yourself
That's
and
good.
that you surround yourself with loving, kind, caring people. If you are around a bunch of people that you know is jealous of you, hating on you, that weighs in on your spirit. That is so
Ooh,
heavy on you.
yeah,
Okay, that is so heavy. And so you have to be bold enough and be confident enough to love yourself more. That's what I would want, people to walk away with. I wrote this ebook called Hello Vibe just so that you can see your light. I want you to know that there's so many people that tried to dim my light. They wanted me to shrink, and I had shrunk, like,
yeah.
okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay, la la la. People are offended.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, you know what? The only person I'm offended or trying don't want to offend is God. That's the only person that I'm answering to going forward. Okay,
Mm. Yeah,
because He is the source of my supply. When I was down, where were you when I was going through? I have a handful of people who was there, and I appreciate every single
yeah,
person who's
yeah,
been there for me. You feel me? I appreciate.
yes.
I
You
have so
have to
much gratitude
appreciate
in my
people.
heart. You have to appreciate that, and so I want, but if I did not have the hope, if I didn't have people pouring into me, the people that love me, the people that care, the people that see me, you know Go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. Go
All
where
right,
you
I
are
love it.
loved and not hated. Go where you deserve to go. Go up. Keep going up. Eyes up. Okay,
Keep
I learned that
going
in the
up and
sermon.
keep your head
Keep,
up.
yes, keep your head up because guess what? The weeping may endure for the night, and the night might be a week. It might be 2, 3 weeks. It might be two,
Mhm.
3 months. It might be a year. But you know that there is joy that's waiting for you on the other side of that pain, then keep pushing through, keep pressing through,
Keep
because
on
that
keeping on.
is what has helped me to get through, is the fact that I have been surrounded by people who have made me laugh, who bring me joy, who make me happy, who keeps loving on me, who loves me just because, you never know who needs your light. And so I want to just encourage people to just keep going. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. You deserve it.
Mhm.
You deserve it.
I love it. I really do. I mean, I really appreciate this. Hearing your story. I appreciate you being on Scar Tissues. But I would like to know, where can you get your book at? Mm-hmm.
So my book Burn But Not Broken is on Amazon under my name
Mm-hmm.
Tamara Knighten. Um, it took me a while to write that book. The book is not that long because I literally just like tell my story, but healing through it. Oh my God, I cried at every page that I had to write. And I realized that that's God's way of healing, because I didn't think that I was going to be a writer. I didn't think I was going to ever publish a book. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think
I
that
could
that's
relate
what
to
was going to
that,
happen.
crying.
That
I
wasn't,
can
I didn't
relate to
see
that
that.
part
Can
when
you
you
relate to
said
that? Yeah.
crying going through
I did
it.
not. Oh my God. I cried through every
Mm,
single page. Every page. Because, and even when I had to go ask my mom for a reference, like, Mom, do you remember, what happened? Like when you first got there and you heard about me being by, like when I tell you we on the phone crying together, I had talked to my sister, like, do you remember? We crying together, it was
whew,
a lot of tears to
mhm.
go through and reach back, those memories, but I
Yeah,
also realized what I've discovered for myself is that crying brings clarity.
that's
Okay.
true.
And it also brings cleansing and
Mhm.
healing.
That's
So I
correct.
encourage everybody to cry. Cry it out. Don't hold back them tears. Let it all go and
Mm,
cleanse.
that's right.
And because you'll get the clarity that you're looking for, and you'll get the healing at the end of the day. And so that's what I did. So it took me a couple of months to write that book, not because it was so big to write, but because I had to heal through each and every page of that
And like
book.
I said, I can relate because I'm an author too, and I did a lot of crying through when
Did you? Yes.
a lot of crying and
Yeah.
healing.
Yes. Healing.
Sometimes when
That
you're going
healing.
through something, when you're writing something, you
Hmm.
don't know that it's something still there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Something is still
something is
there.
still there because you burst out in these tears, and 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 I know, since you said what you said, sometimes you have to put the book down because it breaks you down a little bit and go back at it.
Yes, 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 yes. Because just to even write a page, when I have to remember, you're healing not only from the experience, but the trauma. You're remembering the people that were trying to talk about you. You remember how you felt on your first day back at school, and the kids looking at you. And then when I transferred to a new school, then you got a whole new set of kids looking at you crazy, like, who are you? And one girl tried to bully me in grammar school, and I ended that real fast, like, no, I don't even play those games. I done went through too much in life, that you don't even understand in third grade. Okay, all
That's
that I've
right.
been through to this point, ma'am, you
Mm.
will not bully me. Okay, you
That's
will not.
you know that's right.
That
Okay,
was the
I'm not
first and
smiling when we
last.
come down to that. That's right. That's right.
No, no, ma'am, you are not bullying me. And that's why I'm writing a comic book right now. The Lady Night Universe, I Am Brave is the first issue. It's coming out in October. And the reason why I'm writing that is because I don't want people to have to battle bullying. Like, no, we're gonna fight. We're gonna stand up for ourselves. I'm gonna be the voice that you need to give you the courage so that you can stand up for yourself. Okay, that's what we're doing here.
And I want to say that talking to you and meeting you because I just met you. I want to say you brighten my day and my evening, and hearing your story is just beautiful. That you could come out of this and
Yeah,
be all right. And people need to hear this. Your story is burn survivor, but
yeah,
who are you now? The person
yeah,
you are today, they need to hear this because
yes,
a lot of people is going through it and they
yes,
don't know how to get where you at today.
yeah,
And this is
yeah.
it. You
This is
heard
it.
this from
This
Scar
is it.
Tissues,
Yes,
a beautiful
yes.
lady that went through this. But
Thank
look at
you.
her today. And
Yes.
that's a blessing within itself.
Yes, it is. I'm blessed. I am truly blessed to be here to tell my story, to share, and encourage. I want to encourage that people who've gone through more than what I've been through. It's not a competition of who's been through the
No, it's
most.
not
I
a
promise you, it's not.
competition.
I don't want to go through nothing else. Okay. But life is always life,
Oh
and so you
yeah,
constantly
yeah,
going through something,
yeah,
right?
most
And
certainly.
so yeah, like
Okay, so I
oh
want to
yeah,
ask
that's
you
a
one
good
more
question.
question before you leave. Something came.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask you. So, are you speaking at any events with any burn victims or any survivors or anything? Are you actually, I know you had a podcast, but are you going out in the community speaking, or you haven't got that far yet?
So no, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I would like to, because I just came out of IT school and that was very intense.
Go ahead,
I,
girl.
I just told her, I said, I don't even want to open the email, okay? Because school was just so hard. I don't even
Right.
want to open the email. I'm so tired.
Okay.
However, I am now,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, I am now on the other side of that. Now I'm ready to start getting out and doing more of my podcast because I had to put all of that to the side. I had to focus. I've been in IT school for the last 15 weeks, and I still got one more week to go. And so now that the worst is over for me, now I can make myself available to go out and speak. I am in a group of burn survivors, in which I used to be more active in, but I've been shifting to the mental health. And so now I can do more. Now I can do both. Now I can keep going. And so that's what I plan to do, relaunch all of my podcasts, get out here and start speaking, be more on social media. Like I can do that now that I can breathe again, right?
Right, and I'm gonna be getting in touch with you on a lot of things mental. Our story is totally, totally, totally different, but I have a story. That's why I wrote the book. This is the real deal. And I want to say I'm so thankful that you came on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm very grateful that when I saw the show was called Scar Tissue, I said, "Oh, I belong on that show." Okay, because
And guess
I
what? You
am
own this
here.
show. You own this show. You said it and you own this show. And that's the key. Your positive way of thinking. And that's why
Yes.
I said to myself, whatever I speak, it might take a long time. It might come right then, but it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. That's the
Yeah, I
key.
want to. It is coming, and I want to answer Michael's question. Because he asked, "Did I deal with a lot of why me?" I have always dealt with why me, always so young. I didn't understand, why did everything have to happen to me? Why did I go through this? With every loss that I've taken, with every tear that I've shed, I have always asked that question. But I don't ask that anymore.
No,
Because the answer is, why not me? I'm
I
strong
like
enough to
that.
handle it. I'm strong enough to get through it. You know, with the
Yeah,
times that I didn't think I was strong enough, it's my community of people that I've helped that lets me know that I've been strong enough,
that's
to
it.
handle everything that I've been through. If I've been through a whole fire, and I've been through a fire and I'm burned but not broken, and
Tell them,
that didn't
hey,
break me,
right.
come
They
on.
better, they can't even come with nothing. But yeah,
No.
I understand what you're saying. It makes
Yeah,
things that you go through, anything that you go through in life, make you strong. You
it
know,
does make you
but
strong.
it makes you strong, or you could wobble in it. I tell people, you could wobble and
Yeah,
feel sorry for
yeah,
yourself. But we
yeah,
on here today saying that whatever you go through, you could come out on top. And when I say out on top,
absolutely.
feeling good about yourself, a good heart, and don't
Yes,
worry about what people think of you. Don't
yeah,
worry about what they, what they have to say, how they look at you. I'm past all that.
yes.
You
Past
past
all of that,
all that.
all of
Different
that.
stories, but we're past all that. And I want to say you are a true blessing. I'm
Thank
glad you
you,
came on the show. You
thank
are
you,
beautiful. Keep
thank
your
you,
head up high,
thank you.
high. And guess
Ashe.
what? We want to see you again. When you get,
Happy to
you're gonna
come
be out
back.
here. We want to see you again.
Absolutely, yes. I'll be out here. You'll see more of me, Tamara Knighten, Lady Night,
I
whichever
love
name
it.
I'm going under that day. You'll see me. You'll know it's
Okay.
me. Yeah.
So, do you have any? I'm not gonna ask you any more questions. So I'm asking you now. Do you have anything that you want to say?
I just want to say thank you for
Mm-hmm.
allowing me to be on your show, for allowing me to share my story, for asking the hard questions. I'm grateful that I've been in the space of healing, mentally, physically, emotionally, to be able to share. Not every day do I look like this,
Mm-hmm.
There's some days that I went through some really dark times and some
Right.
dark days, but I have the joy that I have now because I invest in my healing. I recommend counseling if you need it because it is necessary to talk out everything that you're going through. You do not have to go through it alone. And so I want people to understand that because I think we all are very private and we don't want to share our stories. We don't want to share what we're going through. But it's okay, because I have a lot that's coming out that I'm rolling out that people will be able to have that opportunity to communicate with me if they don't have somebody that they can talk to in their own life. I can help you get the story started. I can help you get the conversation started, so that you can live your best life. Like we deserve to live our best lives. And no, my life ain't the best right now, but I know it's well on its way. You feel me? Like
I feel you, and
yeah, every path,
yeah.
you have to go through so much in order to get to where you want to be. And I'm happy that I went through it. I'm happy. Not that it didn't damage me or hurt me, but it definitely toughened my skin
Toughen.
so that I can be able to reach back and grab somebody else who's drowning mentally or who is afraid to show their scars because of something that happened to them, and I'm here. So if anybody want to connect with me, Tamara Knighten, TamaraKnighten, on all social media platforms. I want people to be able to reach out and share, what they're going through, and any kind of encouragement that I can give, I'm happy to give. So
Thank
thank you for
you.
letting
Thank
me
you
speak on
so
your
much.
platform. I'm
Thank
very grateful.
And I wanted to say this. I wasn't looking at, I see the comments over here, and I want you to know that, um, I said it, management said he just loved it. He just loved, thank you so much. My Latasha Turner in here is hello everyone. So and Raymond love, we love the recovery process. So we have to say thank you for coming on
Thank
here.
you.
And this show, Tissue, is going to be a winner because
It
we have the
is.
right host, and that is Selena Turner, and we have the right guest. Every
Yeah.
time we're going to nail it. And I want to say this: have a good night,
Thank
keep
you.
your faith, keep going, and don't let no one stop you from shining.
Man. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
And I
Thank
learned a
you.
lot in my life. I don't let nobody stop my shine.
Nobody's gonna stop my shine either. Not anymore.
All right.
God
Thank
bless.
you for coming on
Thank you
Scar
so much.
Tissues. I'm your
Thank you
host,
for having me.
Turner. And thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. I'm getting all confused at the end because it turned out to be a beautiful thing.
It is. I'm
You can
grateful.
hear. You can hear. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay.